metal's straight on this thing, I think, all the way around. It's got all of its trim. These I just put on there because they just kind of fit. It's kind of a rat rod looking thing, I guess. Yeah, the grill's good. All the trim on this side. All the metal straight. I'll get it inside and then I'll point out all the rust. It's got some rust issues and all. But this one's got a good bed in it. I wish that one had had started out with a bed like this. It's a solid bed. There's no rust in it anywhere. All right, I'm gonna get it inside. You know, I'm not a mechanic and I'm not a car builder. I'm just an old redneck having a good time banging around on this rusty old iron. So buckle up and hang on. Let's see what's going to happen next around here.
And we're going to shoot over and pick up old Waylon Wire over there. He does some cool stuff.
Hey, welcome to Rat Rodding. My name's Waylon Wire, and don't ever do what we do here on this channel. Hey guys, welcome back to Waylon Wire's Old Iron. A little bit different kind of video today. Kind of a sad one for me, but maybe a happy one for somebody else, and ultimately I'll be happy too about it. But today I'm putting up for sale my beloved Dodge D200 swept side. Yeah, my old 3/4 ton. Had the truck quite a while, kind of sentimental about it. It belonged to one of my clients. Two sons had bought it for their dad back in the 80s for a work truck for the orchard. That's what it was used for. That's where it lived. I wound up with it. They were really happy to see it back on the road and running, and I took it out during harvest when the family was working during apple harvest, and they all gathered around it like it was a long lost sibling, and they were so happy to see it and happy that I got it and put it back on the road. And I have driven it and enjoyed it and loved it, but it's time for it to go. I just can't take care of all of them and do them justice. So it needs to go to somebody that's going to love it the way I love it, but that will drive it and maintain it and not have it sit for months at a time. Okay, let's take a look at this old truck. This truck was born in 1965. That year, the Vietnam War began to really escalate. In 1964, there were a little over 23,000 troops in Vietnam. By 1965, there was almost 185,000. By the end of that year, 1,863 American soldiers lost their lives in Vietnam. The number one pop song that year was Wooly Bully by Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, followed by the Four Tops with I Can't Help Myself, the Rolling Stones with I Can't Get No Satisfaction, and We Five with You Were On My Mind. The number one country hit that year was King of the Road by Roger Miller. At the year's end, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at 969 points. The average cost of a new house, $13,600. The average income per year was about half that, $6,450. A gallon of gas would cost you 31 cents in 1965. Average cost of a new car, $2,650. A loaf of bread would run you 21 cents. And if you were renting, your average rent per month would be about 120 bucks. 1965 was the year the race riots broke out in Watts, California, leaving large parts of the city burnt and looted and 34 people dead. In 1965, maintenance personnel incorrectly set a protective relay switch too low
at the Niagara power generating plant, which caused a blackout in the northeast United States. It affected 7 states, including New York, New York City. These areas were completely without power for 13 and a half hours, affecting 30 million people. This was the year that the voting rights movement began in Selma, Alabama. There were a number of marches to bring about changes to the voting rights of African Americans. There were brutal televised images which presented people with horrifying images of marchers left bloodied and severely injured. Rousing support for the U.S. Civil Rights Movement, newspapers and news magazines around the world also showed similar photos which shocked the world, bringing more support to the Civil Rights Movement. By August of that year, the Voting Rights Act was signed into law by President Lyndon Baines Johnson. The Gemini space program continued into 1965 and laid the groundwork for an eventual manned mission to the moon. The Gemini 5 spacecraft launched on August 21st of 1965 and carried astronauts Charles Conrad and Gordon Cooper into orbit around the Earth. The Gemini 5 mission set the record at the time for the longest crewed orbital flight, with the crew being in space for a total of 8 days. The spacecraft landed back on Earth successfully on August 29, 1965. I know a lot of you will remember these events as I do. Appreciate you watching this video. Have a great Christmas. Hey, check this out on this old Dodge D200. Look how they did the wheel wells. It's got these ribs so your tools, your screwdriver don't roll off. That's no accident, you know? They did that by design back in 1965. It's just awesome. And they got a coil wire here. It's got about 2 strands on the old original coil wire. So I think we're going to swap that out for a new one and get a little, I mean, it works, you know, but I think we can make it a little better than that. That's awesome. Isn't it great on these old rigs that you have room to just climb right up in there with that engine and work on it? Well, I already misplaced my screwdriver and I just got here. Just now got here, man. I did magnetize my screwdriver real good. Before starting this endeavor. Now let's not drop that down inside. That little bitty guy. Let's not do that. Shall we? Shall we? Let's.
One eternity later.
Well, I got that tightened down so nicely and forgot the little copper strap. Way to go, Waylon. Oh, dropped my condenser all the way to the floor. That's good though. It's better than having it hang up halfway somewhere. Yeah. All right. You know, I'd always set points at about 15, 16. I know paper matchbook covers 15, and that's always worked, but I started reading some specs on this old Poly 318, and it's calling for 18 to 20, so maybe I've been setting them a little too close. Kind of a loose 19, so it's calling for 20, so it's 19 and a half. Okay, let's try that, see if it'll run. Put the rotor bug back in, just for giggles, you know. Wouldn't have to, but we will this time. Okay. The reason I say you wouldn't have to is because I've left it out before. Doesn't run very good, but it can be done. Okay, let's fire this pig up. See what it'll do. So, check the oil while we're here. It's a little bit low. It's not real pretty. It's a little dark. I think I need to change oil on this thing. I'll do that before I sell it to anybody. Why would that be? Brand new battery. Okay, let's throw some charge on it. I think while I've got this thing on the charger, I think I'll put some clear coat on this thing. A little bit left in that. This is a brand new can. That is if I can find enough hardener. I don't have much there. I don't know how much that'll mix up, but I've got this was a brand new can. I just now opened it. A brand new old can. I opened it and it's hard as a brick. How about that? So, I think I've got a couple of these. I got another one here. I think this one's garbage too. We'll see. Oh, there's one. A little bit there. Maybe I can, that's a hard one. Maybe I can scratch up enough. This truck has a really odd license plate bracket bolted to the bumper, and it folds down, and I have never been able to figure out what the purpose for that could possibly be. You can't stand on it. Somebody said it was a step, but nah, it's too flimsy for that. But I had the license bolted on here, and yeah, it's just bolted to the bumper. What could the purpose possibly be for that? I have no idea. Put it in the comments if you know. We need to take a look at the bad on this. The bad and the ugly, I guess. We got a rusted out rocker here. Let me get a light on this. Right there. That's the bad. That's the bad and the ugly. We've got a bad rocker. And there's some smaller holes in the other one. It's not quite as bad. I'll get this thing down. Yeah, there's just these little holes right here. I was saying that's bad, but depending on what part of the country you're in, them old boys from Missouri said, that ain't nothing, man. That's nothing. That's good. Okay, so that's the bad. Now here's the good. I have these rockers that go on there, and I will probably not get around to doing that. You don't need all that. You probably just use a section of that. Well, you'll use most of this one, I suppose, but on the other side, you probably wouldn't need all that rocker. I'll show you one more thing, then I'll get it down to open the door and show you the inside of that step. So here's some more bad. We've got a bad tailgate. We've got pretty bad crinkle right there, and another wrinkle over here. I don't know what happened to this thing, but anyway, and then we got, this is rusted out here. So a good metal fabricator could knock out a piece in no time and put on there. I'm not a good metal fabricator, but I could do that. It wouldn't be fast. It'd take me some time, but I could do that, and you could too. So let's get this thing down and get the doors open so I can show you the rest of the bad. Okay, I shouldn't show this, but I'm going to. It's kind of an unattractive part because it's dirty. This is painted with the bed liner paint, and when it's clean, it looks really good. It's just that it's real dirty right now, and I can't wash it because it's snowing outside. But anyway, that looks nice when it's clean. Love the refrigerator handles, the refrigerator door handles, the Kelvinator handles. Those are so cool. Now we've got this is, like I said, rusted out pretty bad. Let me get the light here. Well, bad to me, but to some people this would be nothing. And I don't think I'll get around to doing these rockers, but they'll go with the truck. Now here's the really bad. When I showed this, I said the same thing on Jimmy Hoffa. And I told Balaam, I said, man, it's really bad. The floor is right. He said, that's nothing. That ain't no big deal. But this is pretty bad too. And you can see there. So, yeah. And I think the other side is fine. But, you know, that white truck didn't have any rust in it. And the new owner, that's really happy. He is so happy with it, and I am so happy that he's happy. I always worry, you know, that somebody will think that I misrepresented it or something and be disappointed, and I really try not to do that. I want to show you everything about this truck, everything I know about it, you know, and I've owned it a long time. There's not many surprises, but I mean, look at it. Otherwise, this thing is straight, solid, straight. It's got all of its trim. That's pretty nice. This side, straight as an arrow. It's never been wrecked, you know. It's not all beat up and dinged up, and it's just pretty nice. And like I said, here's all the trim. These things these Rams, I just put them on there because they just kind of fit. They just look like they go there. I thought they were kind of cool looking, but that's just me. Okay, let's look at this other rocker. I don't think it's bad on the inside. No, it's solid. You really wouldn't have to use very much of that replacement panel at all on this one. Just a little piece right here. Just cut out a little square and go on the bottom of that, because that's all solid. And I think this floor's solid over here. Nah, it's pretty rusty. You know, it's not rusted through. You're not going to put your foot through it, but it's pretty rusty. To be honest, it is. It's not real good. So I had that blue carpet in here, and it just, this is a big old work truck, and it just didn't look right. I got to vacuum it out, and I will. But yeah, that carpet just didn't look right in this big 3/4 ton work truck. You know, these trucks were just so utilitarian. I mean, they were meant to work. They were not to look pretty. All the trim package on the D100, some of them were pretty nice. They had a nice little chrome on the dash, and that white truck had the big back glass, and that was a little nice, a nice feature, you know. And but this thing, it don't even have a radio delete. There's just nothing. There's a spot for a speaker up there though, right there. But I guess your radio would be probably right in here somewhere. But anyway, yeah, the interior's pretty nice. I put a headliner in this one too. This is a snakeskin Naugahyde, black, and it's got pretty nice visors, and all the gauges did work until one day the needle fell off the charge gauge, the amp gauge. It just fell off. Fell down inside somewhere. So 1965, I guess it's old enough to have a few things falling off like me. Yeah. Oh, it says alternator. It's had alternator. Okay. Anyway, the needle fell off the alternator gauge. But yeah, the dash is real clean. It could use a seat cover, you know. This was not when I ordered this, I got it. I was disappointed. It's not what I thought it was. But yeah, it runs pretty good. It's the old Poly 318, as you know. And I've got another Poly 318. And I don't remember why I have it. I just found it. A guy was selling it for $200, and I just thought I'd keep it for a backup, I guess, if I ever needed one. And I don't, but whoever gets this truck, if you want it, I'll throw it in. I'll strap it into the back, and it'll go with it. So, but it's a runner. We had it running, and until I got it, it had always been stored inside, indoors, in the shop. I've got it under the shed out there. It's never been out in the weather. But yeah, it's a runner. I started it up here. I did a video on that. Warren and I fired it up, and it runs good. So I just put points in this one, and you might, whoever gets this truck, you might need to tinker with them a little bit. I just set them at 19 and jumped in it, and that's it. I haven't done anything else with it. Haven't done any fine tuning. Well, it'd be nice to have a really good electronic ignition in it at some point. I had one in it, but it was a cheap Chinesium thing, and I had the same problem with it that I did with the one in the Dojulac. It'd run for a little bit, and then it'd die. And then it let it set, and it'd run a little bit, and then die. And finally I took it out and threw it away and put the points back in, and it ran fine. So, and that's two things that it could use. It could use an electronic ignition. That'd be nice, a good one. And the other thing it needs is it really needs a steering box. I mean, you kind of have, it doesn't feel like a lot of play in it, but you kind of have to herd it down the highway a little bit, you know. It's not bad, but it ain't good. It does need to be replaced at some point, but it never stopped me from driving it. I've had it for years and drove it all over the country. So it's not that bad, but That's really the only thing I can think of that's kind of really should be replaced is that steering box. That's somebody, whoever gets it, will probably want to do that. But this truck, you know, you should put this out on a farm and haul hay with it and haul firewood with it and work it, man, because that's what it was built for. This thing was meant to do a job, and it's heavy duty. Boy, it's a solid truck. 3/4 ton, D200. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it up for sale on my channel, and it's going to go to the highest bidder at midnight Pacific time on December 31st. The online auction for this thing will end. If you're interested in this truck, put a bid. I'm going to put my email down here at the bottom of the screen, and send me a bid in the email. Don't put it in the comments because I might not see it. So put it in an email to me if you're interested in this truck. I'm going to tell you what the first bid is. There's already one bid in on it, and I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to give you a little bit of advantage, a little bit of upper hand. It's $5,200. And if you want this truck, you bid a little bit more than $5,200, and maybe you'll get it, depending on who bids a little bit more and how much. A little bit, how much, what that means. What does a little bit more mean? Does it mean $100 more or $1,000 more? We don't know. But solid truck. If you're back east, you're not going to find anything this solid. Everything's pretty rotten back there. Seems like everything on the east side of the Mississippi River is pretty much gone. So yeah, this is a good Western United States truck. That floor needs some attention, and it needs these rockers put in, at least part of one on the other side, and probably the whole thing on this side. I don't know what else I can tell you about it. I'll think about it while I'm editing, but we can look under the hood, I guess. This is a feature that is unique to the D200. Now, the D100 did not do that. The hood did not fold back like that. And I'll tell you the reason for that is the military used a lot of these trucks. And that was so they could, you could change an engine right out in the field and not even have to take the hood off. So that's kind of a nice feature. Like I said, the D100 did not do that. Just the D200. Yeah, not much to say about it. Just an old Poly 318, you know. Got a new battery. That goes with it. Can't think of anything else. I think I replaced the brake cylinder and master and the clutch cylinders, maybe. When I got it, I'm pretty sure I did. I should have painted them, but you know, I'm not much on paint. Yeah, I don't know anything else to say about it. Maybe we'll start it up, but can't drive it, not today. Pretty nasty outside. I put dual exhaust on it. I didn't do a very good job with that bracket right there. I see that's kind of flopping around, but it doesn't have any exhaust leak. Sounds pretty good. And it runs pretty good. Engine's not real noisy. Got the old solid lifters, you know, so the engine makes a little bit of noise, but it's better to have them a little bit loose than too tight. It's not bad though. I mean, probably about right. Not real noisy. All right, 4-speed, of course. This is just something I did. Put a little shifter knob to match the naked knob, and yeah, I love this mirror, the little Art Deco thing from the 60s. That's kind of cool. Of course, you got your fuzzy dice. You got to have that. And we got the little blue truck that goes with it. This is something out of the 50s, probably. This little garbage sack there. Safe tea cup. That's a safe tea cup. Yeah. Looks like that might have come from the Triple X. It's got the X's on it. Anyway. Yep. I'm gonna vacuum it out. I think that's about all I can tell you about it. It's got good glass all the way around. No cracks. Yeah, all the window glass is good. I got to clean them up a little bit, but it's all good. I love the old truck, but I just can't maintain them all, and it deserves a better life than what I'm giving it. You know, I drive it and fall in love with it, and then it sits out there and sits for a year, and then I drive it again and fall in love with it again, and that's just no life for it. Somebody needs to have it that'll drive it every day and use it for work or whatever. So I'm gonna do the right thing and let it go to a new home. And I'm sure it'll go to a good home. I got some of the best subscribers in the world, so we'll see what happens with it. I will put my email address at the bottom of the screen. If you want to put a bid in on it, do so before midnight Pacific time, December 31st. Thank you.
All right, that's it for this one. We'll see what happens. If anybody's interested in this old truck, well, we'll be finding out by midnight on the 31st, won't we? All right, we'll see you soon. Right back here on Waylon Weyer's Old Iron. Coming up is the Dirty Dozen. We're going to get into that burnt piston. Got a set of rings for it. Got the cylinder hone. Got the ball hone. Got a ring compressor. I had to order one that was big enough for that big 4.5-inch piston. So that's coming up. Stay tuned. All right, we'll see you later, and I sure do appreciate you.